What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Let's go ahead and take a look at XRP here, team, as the targets that we have been talking about for the better part of about a week now have been meeting little by little, as you can see here on this chart, right, guys? So we were expecting resistance up on this level here, where I spoke to you guys about letting these videos that I put out come to you as more of a forecast, right? More of a letting you know if it's going to be a rainy day or a sunny day in the coming days, right, guys? So we were able to signal here the potentials of a pullback straight from this area here at around 220, right, where we definitely got that resistance and now continue to the downside, and also met the targets to this end point here, which ended up being a resistance level as well. I want to remind you that we had the 202 target listed here as of just a few days ago using this channel right over here, you guys. We notice here a little bit of a head and shoulders formation, right? That little head and shoulders formation ended up playing towards that bottom side target of that 202.84. We were already signaling this team back over here around Friday. It was Thursday, December 26th, Friday, December 27th, right around there, where we ended up calling this downside and likely facing a resistance of that area of around 218 yet again, right, guys? So we are absolutely following the trend of this channel, right? Take a look at how we bounced right down here at around the 199 area. Remember, team, that we've been talking about under $2 here for quite some time, and this is just speaking to you in a bull cycle, right? This is the better part of a continuing uptrend, right, guys? It's just like this. We have to be kind of mindful over the ebbs and flows in the market, right, guys? So what's happening here is absolutely normal. This is typical for market structure and market cycles, right? So let's just go ahead and observe the continuation for price action here within the medium-term time frame to the immediate short-term time frame, which is usually what I expect people to know of, right, guys? Of course, we are still observing some of the continuing price action here towards that downside into these targets here, right? I'm expecting some type of relief bounces right from these wicks right down here, right? I'm actually pointing right at them. You know what? There's actually a simpler way to kind of observe this, right? So let me show you this chart right over here, right, guys? So what we're observing here is actually just an area chart, right? So if you can kind of focus on this point right over here and this point right over here, right? Those are those areas that I do think that we could bring price action down into, right? This is where we're currently sitting right about now, 202.20, right? So if you put your cursor right down here, you're going to see that 196 area right there, and this area right here, right, that would be the 192, 193 zone. So that's as we come back into the more traditional chart, right, this one right over here, you're going to see how that kind of rhymes with the targets that we're talking about here, right, guys? So yeah, I'm just giving you a little bit of a simpler look, right, in order for us to just kind of understand that these are moves that are part of trending cycles, right? These are huge upside moves. It's always best for us to come back down, right, and experience pick up at demand areas, right, guys? These areas here would be where a lot of people could be waiting for to buy to long the XRP asset, and that could likely lead to some massive returns towards the upside, right, guys? So I do expect there to be a continuation to the downside even in BTC, right, guys? So even in BTC, we were expecting, you guys already knew about this, right? We had the resistance level right up here at 94,000 to 95,125, right, guys? We were expecting a drop from this zone here into the areas of about 92,177, even into the $91,000 zone, right? So we actually dropped down to the 91,331, right? And got that relief bounce, experienced that resistance there where we did speak about resisting again, and then came back down into this area here, guys. So we're building a little bit of a bear flag here. I do expect some downside continuation here, guys. I do not think that Bitcoin has the power to get over that 92,850 just quite yet. I do expect that to be a little bit of a double top there and then continue towards the downside here, and more along the lines of the trajectory of about $91,000. I will say this, team, real quick, that if we start to fail the areas of around $90,732 in specific, I am already pointing at a target of which I believe we can kind of observe, right, guys? So I want you to take a look at these cycles, right? Take a look at this right over here, right? So I want you to notice how price action kind of, leaps downward, it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, right? So we have that repeating type of motion happening, right? So then we got that upward price action again, bear flag again, bear flag again. We got another bear flag here, right, guys? So this situation that's happening right in this area could be a smaller version of this area right over here, guys. So yeah, just a little bit of patience here, team. But if you are curious over the lower term targets or the lower bound targets that I'm expecting for BTC, I'm actually expecting a potential 86,687, and I do believe that this would be an area for a massive bear trap. As honestly speaking, I do have targets down to $78,000, but I do not believe that to be the case. There is a lot of interest happening within this target here of about $86,000, right, guys? So once again, 86,687 is what I believe that Bitcoin may be prepping itself for. So just heads up, guys. I want to remind you that you still have just about 1.5 days to go, right? So you can pick yourselves up that incredible algorithm that the ARCa Bulls team, myself, right, we just put out. I wrote this algorithm here that turned an initial trade, right, guys? Check this out for yourself. The strategy properties here, initial capital of $5,000, right? 2 months ago, we actually had this thing start the forward test and back test here. The results on the trading properties behind the momentum channel strategy algorithm, right? And you can see in the overview here, team, that over the last 2 months, it has returned now. It has turned the $5,000 into over $30,000, and that is scalp trading, immediate short-term trading, right, guys? So I want to make sure that you are aware that these seats are getting completely taken for this algorithm, and I want you to be in. The time is also running out, right? So make sure to get your butts into the link in the description below. I'll go ahead and also add it into the top right-hand corner of this video, right? So just make sure to click on that, get yourselves that algorithm, and make sure to study on how to be able to connect automated trading into TradingView, right? Using things like Binance, using things like Gemini, API keys, and all that, right, guys? Make sure to study up on that, and you'll be able to link this up pretty nicely, okay, team? So very, very well said. And let's continue now with the analysis here, team. So yeah, I do expect here. Let's see if we have any type of relief coming in for the immediate short term, though, right, guys? If we do have that, then we would likely see it from that 5 minute into the 10-minute time frame. Yeah, 5 minute time frame indicating a little bit of a push to the upside within critical contraction. That typically means that we're not getting too much buying, too much buy side conviction, right, guys? So what that tells me here is that the immediate short term time frame is likely to resist anywhere between that 203.10 to about that 203.65, right, guys? So if we do experience that resistance there, then yeah, pretty likely here for us to continue onto that downside. So I'm just going to go ahead and jot it down just like this here. Actually, I'm going to correct it, right? 202.94 to the better part of about 203.63. This is the resistance level that I do expect price action to start resisting from, right, guys? So now if we start looking at this from a larger term time frame, then again, you'll be able to notice here the psychological properties of a head and shoulders formation. I know that a lot of people are already observing the falling wedge here, guys, but that falling wedge I believe to be invalid due to the fact that you do not have this touch coming all the way down to the bottom support that it needs to be in, right, guys? That's a personal preference of mine. I do not like it when it does not complete that. So I will point at you to a more obvious formation here, right, guys? This is using silly little drawings and stuff, right? But it's all good. I'm not saying that they don't work. It does have its fair statistical validation here. So just to put the things into perspective here, downside targets for XRP expected to come down to around $1.99 from the present moment. Of course, guys, that's not a target that you are not unfamiliar that you're unfamiliar with, right? That target has already been set out for us to observe, and of course, it's right over here, right, team? So let's just go ahead and point it out. We just pointed out at a 199, and there you go, right, headed straight towards that 196 probability. capabilities, right, guys? So yeah, just heads up in the immediate short term, guys, a little bit of an opportunity to get your butts out of the trade, but then likely for this thing to experience some upside. So here you go, guys. We're getting very close to the resistance that we're expecting at 202.94. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this video here so that this information can get to you as soon as humanly possible, right, guys? Remember, team, that we are about just a few days away from starting the beginners charting and mentorship program, right, guys? I'm a stock trading instructor, and also just I will teach you how to trade anything, man. So make sure to give us a ring right at that ArcMastersCourse at gmail.com. We'll go ahead and send you the syllabus and the disclaimer and anything pertinent to towards that education, right, guys? Make that new year count. Make that New Year's resolution really ring out, guys, and make a difference in your lives, right? So anyway, I think this is a pretty good place to leave off. You know where to reach me, and everything will be cool. Okay, guys? So thank you so much, and we will talk very, 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 very soon. Please take whatever I say within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your night and or day, and I'll catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.